State Fair. And I would also be remiss if I didn't thank all our dairy men and women here in the state of Illinois for everything they do and obviously giving us the butter to make this cow. And now I would like to have Kendra Anderson come to the mic, and she is the head of Midwest Dairy.
On behalf of the Illinois dairy farmers, I invite, On behalf of the Illinois dairy farmers, I invite you to come to the Illinois State Fair and celebrate all things dairy in the Dairy Products Building. Midwest Dairy has been a proud sponsor or partner of the Illinois State Fair for many years, and we are so excited about this year's butter sculpture as she nods to the playful, gentle nature of dairy cows and their remarkable ability to turn grass to a delicious glass of milk. We would also like to thank Prairie Farms for being a partner with us, providing the butter for the butter cow sculpture. We invite visitors to come to the dairy building and check out the variety of ways to partake in and support Illinois dairy farmers. Each year, the fair celebrates the nearly 450 dairy farmers in the state of Illinois and their economic impact of nearly $24 billion. This year's dairy building is going to feature a photo kiosk, a QR code bingo, dairy trivia plinko, a coloring station, a touchscreen match game, and videos that show how dairy farmers strive to be sustainable every day. And we have lots of fun photo opportunities. While you're in the building, please try our award-winning cream puffs, milkshakes, soft serve cones, and hand-dipped ice cream. We look forward to welcoming you all to the 2022 Illinois State Fair, and we also invite everyone at the Butter Cow Unveiling to join us for ice cream after the unveiling.
Kendra, thank you so much, and you're probably the most popular person in the building because you're bringing the ice cream, so thank you. And now it's my pleasure to introduce to you Miss Illinois County Fair, Addison Coloni.
Welcome everyone to the unveiling of the 2022 Illinois State Fair Butter Cow. This year's golden sculpture sends us into a new century of the State Fair Butter Cow tradition, as this is the 101st butter cow added to the historical herd. Like butter, some things just get better with time, and the Illinois State Fair Butter Cow continues to impress fairgoers and honor dairy farmers each year. On behalf of myself and the Illinois Association of Agricultural Fairs, I'd like to thank the Midwest Dairy Association and the State Fair Committee for sponsoring this attraction that always has a good turnout and attendance. Before I go, I'd also like to remind you to take advantage of the photo opportunities that are available here in the dairy building with this fine bovine, and don't forget to stop for some ice cream on your way out. Thank you.
Addison, thank you so much. And now it's my pleasure to introduce to you somebody who is a true friend of agriculture. She heads the Governor's Rural Affairs Council, and she's on the fairgrounds. I'm telling you, I think it seems like a minimum of every other week at the farmers market here. A true friend of agriculture, Lieutenant Governor Juliana Stratton.
Hello, everyone, and thank you so much, Director Costello, for that warm introduction, but also thank you for your steadfast leadership of the Department of Agriculture. I also want to thank you, Becky, for your tremendous work on the fairgrounds. It's great to be here with Governor Pritzker and First Lady M.K. Pritzker, but also Kendra Anderson from Midwest Dairy Association, as well as our Illinois State Fair Queen. I want to make sure I get your name correctly, Addison Coloni. All right, I've been practicing that. But anyway, it's so great to be here today for this exciting, time-honored tradition of the 101st unveiling of the Butter Cow. And I would say it's not just about kicking off the Illinois State Fair, which is always a great time, but it's also about celebrating all of our farmers and producers and all that they contribute to our state every single day. You know, I don't want to get corny, but I would really kind of say that with all the work that they do feeding our state, we can say that our growers, producers, and farmers are really the bread and butter of Illinois. And I can tell you that about 94% of our dairy farmers and farms are family-owned and operated and employ over 117,000 people in our state. So it's a great time to express our appreciation and celebrate all that our farmers, growers, and producers do for Illinois. So have a great time at the Illinois State Fair this year, and it's now my honor to bring forth the leader of our state, who does such a great job of lifting up all of Illinois, including our agricultural industry, Governor J.B. Pritzker.
Thank you so much to Juliana Stratton. Thank you for your leadership, your partnership. She really has been terrific, especially as our leader of our Rural Affairs Council. Welcome to everybody. Thank you so much to Kendra Anderson and the Midwest Dairy folks. You all really make this special. The beginning of the fair every year starts with you, and that is extraordinarily important, not just for the dairy farmers themselves, but for all the people who visit here. This is an attraction that everybody wants to come see. I want to thank our fair queen, Addison Coloni. Thank you for all the work that you're doing, not just today, but all throughout our fairs and all throughout the year. I know that you've been working with our Department of Agriculture this summer, and there is so much work to do, and they have said what a terrific job you're doing. I also want to recognize the amazing job of our new fairgrounds manager, because I got to say, from the very beginning of you taking over, the energy level has been raised by at least double, and you will see around the fairgrounds it is more beautiful than ever before. I also want to thank, of course, our director of the Department of Agriculture, who lifts up our agricultural businesses across the state every day with the work that he does. Thank you very much, Jerry Costello. This year's theme is Grow With Us, and that's fitting because Illinois is experiencing greater job growth than we've seen in quite some time. And we're making the investments to modernize our infrastructure and promote sustainability to so many of our state's iconic institutions, like the State Fairgrounds, where all of you will see, if you get around the fairgrounds, you'll see freshly repaved 8th Street. You'll see renovations at the Coliseum that have already happened and the ones that we're going to make happen when the fair is done. And you'll see the charging stations, new charging stations for electric vehicles at Gate 7. Maybe Grow With Us ought to be our new motto for the entire state of Illinois. And that brings us to the Illinois State Fair's 101st Butter Cow. This is Sarah Pratt's 6th time sculpting the cow for our fair. Every year I am gobsmacked by her artistry. She doesn't just craft us a cow, she creates an entire scene. And Sarah has shown her commitment to sustainability by only using recycled butter. This year we've brought technology to bear for the benefit of the visiting fairgoers. At the Department of Innovation and Technology's tent, you can get your very own miniature butter cow and watch it get produced on a 3D printer. I hope to see many of you tomorrow at the official opening of the 2022 State Fair. Come grow with us at the Illinois State Fair. Thank you, everybody. You ready? I'll let you lead us. We do it right here? Okay. All right. Back and happy to take any questions. That would be terrific.
there's a farmer taking care of a sunflower, and the cow mischievously stole one of the sunflowers from him. Yes. There are fewer dairy farm families in Illinois, but they have grown in size, so there's less farmers taking care of about the same amount of cows.
Thanks, Kendra.
A federal judge holding an IDOC in contempt of court for failure to come up with a plan to improve healthcare in Illinois prisons. Reaction, where do you go here?
Well, that's not exactly accurate. First of all, we've submitted a plan to the court. The two parties to the court case are in discussions about that plan, about how to implement that plan. I want to remind all of you that healthcare within our prison system has actually improved significantly since I took office. We've made more investments there. We've actually lifted up from where it was, the healthcare that gets provided. But the plan is one that gets negotiated. And the opposition, anyway, on the other side of the case disagrees with the plan that was put forward. One of the challenges that we have across the state of Illinois, really, is finding healthcare personnel of every sort for hospitals, for healthcare institutions, and within our prison system. So in order to implement a plan, you need enough healthcare professionals, and that's one of the challenges that we're discussing with the other side. Yeah. Well, let's start with the last part, which is the Republicans haven't voted for any of the funding that's necessary for us to be able to improve the providing of health care within our prison system. So they really don't have a leg to stand on. Now let's talk about what's real here. We've made significant improvements. Remember where we started. We had no budget for 2 years in the state, and there were significant challenges living up to the consent decrees that already existed when I took office. We have been making improvements. We haven't solved every problem for our health care within the prison systems, but we've made progress, and we have a plan that's submitted before the court. Look, the judge has only one way in order to kind of force a faster resolution between the two parties and exercise that method. And so we're working as fast as we can with the other side to make sure that we reach agreement on how to implement the plan. No, but that's what exactly the judge wants us to come to an agreement so that they can approve the plan. Well, I asked first a question, which is why can't Republicans just stand up and say what Darren Bailey said was wrong? Why can't they do that? And why can't Darren Bailey just apologize? He has now twisted himself into knots, first trying to explain what he said, then going back and say, oh, no, I really meant what I said. This is a guy who does not understand what it is to be a leader of the state of Illinois, frankly doesn't understand that he owes an apology, certainly to the survivors of the Holocaust who are still among us in the state of Illinois, and to all of us who care about how the governor speaks about the subject of the choice that women, very difficult choice, that women need to make sometimes to exercise their reproductive rights, and the awful, truly tragic and traumatic and one of the worst tragedies in the history of the United States, and that's the Holocaust. He's trying to what? I'm sorry.
Well, I'm very happy that gas prices have come down significantly, nearing $1 now. They've come down over the last month and a half. That's great for Illinois families. But remember, we're also providing in our family relief plan not only relief directly at the pump, but also sending checks directly to families so they can use that either to alleviate the gas price challenge that they've got or to pay for anything else. There are a lot of people that don't drive cars and instead take public transit. They can use it for that and for groceries, for example. Yes. What Senator Bailey said was offensive. It's offensive to me as someone who is Jewish. It's offensive to me as somebody who built a Holocaust museum with Holocaust survivors, and it's offensive to those survivors. He owes an apology to them. He owes an apology especially to the survivors and their families. Thank you. Sorry, I couldn't make that stand up.